Shalom, I give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this word. I just want to talk about, that standard, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the time of Jacob's trouble. Scriptures talk about, they're going to be like madmen, sparing none. These troops out here, these people out here. It's going to come a time of Jacob's trouble, man. He tries to, he implements this new world order. The Lord said He's going to stand up and set up a standard against him. Just want to go into that. That's a standard, man. But first scripture is Isaiah 49:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and His glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him, man. So yeah, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west. And we're in that time now. The elect, has received the name. And we're in the west, Western Hemisphere. We're out here in America. We're in the west. And the scripture says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, man. What's that talking about? That time of Jacob's trouble, man. It's Daniel's 12:1, and at that time shall Michael, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, which as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. So going all the way back into history, this time that's coming up, it's gonna trump all that, man. It's gonna be way worse. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. So it's like we have to go through this, man. Even the ones that are written in the book, But the scripture said right here that Michael is gonna have to stand up, as well. That's how bad it's gonna get. But some brothers, they're gonna get that standard, that power, man. The Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them to, protect themselves, man. So what's that standard? So, if you go back to into the history, you had some men that was recorded in the scriptures that, had that power. If you read about, Samson is one of them. He had great power. This is Judges 15:8. Or I'll start at 9 if you read the whole story. Let me just read it. Then the Philistines went up and pitched tent in Judah and spread themselves and lay high. Yeah, because the Philistines wanted to get revenge on Samson, for burning down their crops. Because if you read the story, Samson was promised a wife. The Philistines promised him a wife, and the father of that wife, turned back on that promise and gave, that wife, that woman, to one of his companions. So he was pissed off about that, and he went and burned down their crops because of that. So the Philistines, reacted, and they went and actually burnt that woman to death. They killed that woman, as revenge for that. And then, Samson was pissed off about that. So he went and killed those Philistines that burnt his wife and her father to death. So now the Philistines gathered up some men, just a quick version of it, to come and get Samson that was at Judah, in the land of Judah. This is Judges 15:9, when the Philistines went up and pitched in Judah and spread themselves on Lehi. And the men of Judah said, why are ye come up against us? And they answered, to bind Samson. We are here. We are to bind Samson, or we come up to do him as he have done to us. So now the Philistines want to get back at Samson. Then 3,000 men of Judah went to the top of the rock Etam. So yeah, whenever they came up against Samson, they knew the power that Samson had. Up to 3,000 men of Judah had to go up against him. The Philistines had about 3,000 when they came up against him. or when they came up here to Judah, the land of Judah. Then 3,000 men of Judah went to the top of the rock Etam and said unto Samson, knowest thou not that the Philistines are rulers over us? What is this that thou hast done unto us? And he said unto them, as they did unto me, so have I done unto them. And they said unto him, we are come down to bind thee, that we may deliver thee into the hand of the Philistines. And Samson said unto them, swear unto me that ye will not fall upon me yourselves. And they spake unto him, saying, no, but we will bind thee fast, and deliver thee into their hand, but surely we will not kill thee. And they bound him with 2 new cords, and brought him up from the rock. So they tied him up with 2 ropes, brand new ropes. And when he came unto Lehi, the Philistines shouted against him, and the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him. And the cords that were upon his arms became as flax that was burnt with fire, and his bands loosed from off his hands. So right here it says, the Spirit of the Lord came mightily. And that's what it says right here. In this time, those brothers get that power. It says, when the enemy shall come in like the flood, when Esau sends his troops, or maybe it's these foreign troops that are here, or whoever comes up against the men of the Lord, those men that are destined to receive that power. It says right here, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. Just like in with Samson, it says the Spirit of the Lord mightily came upon him. Lord will, man, that Spirit of the Lord is going to mightily come upon those brothers and dash them to pieces, man. Dash them troops to pieces. And he found a new jawbone of an ass, and put forth his hand and took it, and slew 1,000 men therewith. So he killed 1,000 men with the jawbone of an ass or a donkey. That's power right there. That's the Spirit of the Lord right there, man. And Samson said, with the jawbone of an ass, heaps upon heaps. With the jaw of an ass have I slain 1,000 men. That's that standard that the Lord is going to set against, the enemies of the men of Israel, man, the elect men. And it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking, that he cast away the jawbone out of his hand, and called that place Ramathliah. And he was sore athirst, and called on the Lord, and said, thou hast given this great deliverance into the hand of thy servant, and now shall I die for thirst, and fall into the hand of the uncircumcised. And the Lord clave an hollow place that was in the jaw, and there came water thereout. So water came out of the jaw, And when he had drunk, his spirit came again, and he revived. Wherefore he called the name thereof Anhachakor, which is in Lehi unto this day. So the Lord blessed him, he gave him water after he was, thirsty. He killed 1,000 men, so, he needed that rest. He needed that to be revived. And the Lord poured water out of the actual jaw, out of that jaw. It says, but the Most High clave an hollow place that was in the jaw, and there came water thereout, man. So that was a miracle right there, man. The Most High Samson was blessed that day, man. And the men of the Lord, man, they're going to be blessed in that day, in that time of trouble, Just another example, King David, he was a mighty man. The scriptures talking about he leapt over a wall. And the Most High taught it, gave him, the knowledge of war, taught his hands how to fight, you know. But also King David had 37 mighty men that were just all powerful men, It's 2 Samuel 23 and 8. And these be the names of the mighty men whom David had. The Techmanite that sat in the seat, chief among the captains. The same was Adino, the Enzanite. He lifted up his spear against 800, whom he slew at one time. So he threw a spear. I don't know how, he had one spear and killed 800 people at one time, at once. So that's the spirit of the Lord that mightily came upon him in that time, man. Adino as well. Yeah, so it's that right here, Yeah, the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon Adino as well, man. But yeah, these are just a couple examples of what that standard is talking about, man. The Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him, man. In that day, man, certain brothers with military troops, when they get out here, start sparing none, like a madman. Yahweh Shai is going to lift the standard, man. This is Micah 4:13. Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thine horn iron, I will make thy hoofs brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people. And I will consecrate their gain unto the Lord, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth. Yeah, so you best believe, Dino, he had horns of iron. The horn represents your power. And you best believe he had horns of iron, hooves of brass. As well as Samson in that day. It took 3,000 men. 1,000 men, 1,000 Philistines he killed, man. You best believe he had that horn of iron. Yeah, but the Most High, he's going to use those men as well, man. This is Amos 9 and 2. Though they dig into hell, then shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, hence will I bring thee down. Yeah, so these elites, we all know about those deep underground military bases. And a little space station they got up in the heavens, man. Or the little planes or whatever. It says, though they dig into hell, then shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, hence will I bring thee down. So the security in those. If you've seen any types of pictures, they got those huge doors, man. Those huge reinforced steel doors, thick, So it's gonna take, horns of iron and hooves of brass just to get into that thing, man. The men are gonna do it the men of the Lord are gonna do it easy. It's gonna be easy work, man. Though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and I will take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight at the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. Yeah, talking about Leviathan, man. The Most High sea serpent, the Godzilla. But yeah, I just wanted to, actually let's flip this over to NLT. It says, yeah, even though they dig down in the place of the dead, I will reach down and pull them up. Even though they climb into the heavens, I'll bring them down. Even if they hide at the very top of Mount Carmel, I will search them out and capture them. Yeah, man, the elites are going to be captured, man, no matter where they go, by the hands of Most High's men, the elect, Yahweh Shai's men. They're going to capture them and bring them into slavery, those elites, the first ones into slavery. But yeah, so yeah, that's that standard, man. That power, that invincibility, that God, that being a God, on the planet. For However it plays out, it's gonna be at time. It's gonna be so bad that even Michael, the angel, archangel, man, is gonna come down and save brothers and protect brothers. And there's some brothers gonna get that standard, man. Uh, the spirit of the Lord is gonna come mightily on them, as it did with Samson, man. The spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him. But yeah, just wanted to touch on that. With that, shalom.